wanted to take a few minutes to go through how we got to the goals that were presented in the last working group meeting for Plan Tucson. So you may recall that you were presented with these bolded goals and some lettered components listed below. This is an example from the Water, Climate Action, and Green Space Working Group. So we have the bold goal of reduce the community's carbon footprint, and then the related components down below. You were asked if you felt the draft goal is reflective of the bullet points below, if anything important was missing, what is essential, and also what other information you need or questions you may have. But how did we get here? It's been a journey. So it's one that began with the Plan Tucson 2013 goal. Again, this is a revision and not a complete rewrite. So it was very important that we started here. So here at the top, you have the natural environment goals and then the built environment below. But we also wanted to incorporate all of the hard work, community engagement, and ideas that have been presented since then. So we looked at the goals and guiding principles of plans that have been developed since that 2013 Plan Tucson. These included Age-Friendly Tucson, Complete Streets Policy, Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, Move Tucson, One Water 2100, Parks and Recreation System Master Plan, People, Communities, and Homes Investment Plan, also known as PCHIP, and the Tucson Resilient Together Plan. These plans were all done in alignment with the Plan Tucson 2013 goals and guiding principles. And it's also important then that we have these goals from these more recent plans in mind as we develop our update as well. So in order to identify the relationships, we created a matrix. Along the top, we have the Plan Tucson 2013 goals in the highlighted colors. And along the left, we have the goals and guiding principles of the more recent plans. And we read through each one of them and then identified the relationships with the Plan Tucson 2013 goals. Right, we worked to see, does the Plan Tucson goals support the more recent plan? Meaning, if by achieving the Plan Tucson 2013 goal, would we ultimately work to achieve the more recent goal? Or if by achieving this more recent goal from, for example, from Move Tucson, would we ultimately be achieving this goal from Plan Tucson 2013? A letter A, which would indicate a direct relationship, that in some way these goals are essentially synonymous with one another, that by accomplishing one, you accomplish the other. And 0 means that there's no relationship, or the relationship is very indirect. This was very important to us, again, in our revision, and some of these goals that had no relationship may have become nested within another one. We also looked to see what the frequency was that these Plan Tucson goals are being reflected in these more recent goals as well. So we looked at their direct, again, and their other indirect relationships. Then, we started to really hone in on those direct relationships. So again, starting with the Plan Tucson 2013 goal, we then pulled all the language of the more recent plans of all those direct related goals. Then we made a revised goal from that Plan 2013 that really reflected the more recent plans using the language and the ideas that were presented. Again, we want to make sure that our Plan Tucson revision both supports these more recent plans that have been developed, as well as provides a framework for their future revisions that will inevitably occur in the future. Then we started to break those down, right? What is the main goal and how are we going to, what are all the component parts that help us achieve this goal? Now, these component parts are also using not just the more recent plans, but also all the phase 1 outreach. So everything that we heard from there, as well as staff feedback on the 2013 goals, as well as how we're revising as well. So a lot of different inputs went into developing these. But we were not done yet. We heard from you, right? Our wonderful working group members. And you gave us all of your ideas for your vision on what you want for the city of Tucson. And where do you want us to go in the future? So we took that and we compared it to what we had started. And from there, we added in some more details and some more specifics. And this is where some of the things that may sometimes feel redundant in these lettered or bulleted components come in, because we hear so much and we're working with so many inputs. And what we want to do as facilitators is bring that all back to you, the working group, to really work through it all and identify what's really necessary and what is kind of unnecessary. So we took this and we sent this back out to staff to get feedback on these. And that ultimately brings us to our draft goals, right? And this is what you have now, and that you're giving us feedback on so that we can continue to grow and revise and develop these goals to be something that is truly reflective of our whole community. So I really want to thank you for your time and your energy in working on our Plan Tucson and helping us make these goals the best they can be. Thank you.